Take two.
Okay, this is how the deluxe unit come as in a mailing box. And what is in the box would be, first you get the instruction manual, a user guide, and then you have a 12 volt 3 amp power supply, and then you have a starting pack of the electrolyte, and you have a starting pack of the felt. I'll actually enclose two rubber bands just in case. Now, this is the metal marker unit, and the metal marker unit already come pre-assembled like such, right? There is a cable coming out like such, and there is a little button in here to start the unit if it had to. Anyhow, let's start with powering it up. Just one moment. Let me put in the power, and here we go. Right. When you start, the last setup that you put on the machine will be shown. To change the steel type of this unit, you press the green button, or if you notice that the word steel, the green button is under word steel, the gray button is under word mode, and the red button is under word run. So that represent what this do. So for example, I want to change the steel, I press this button, I'll go to 5160, 5200, 01, D2, W2, 440C, 416, 154cm, 35VN, CPM 154, and we have two custom steel, which is open for anything, custom 1, custom 2, and we have something called random. For random, what it means is if you have a steel that you're going to change at all time, something random, for example, a scissors you get, you want to mark a scissors, then it's a random steel, whatever it is, you find out later. And then you also have 170, and then you go back to 1084 and 1095. It will just continuing, as it will continue to change as you press the button. Let's now set it to say random, and to modify the number, there is two numbers here. The first is 25.0 and the second one is 12.9. The first number represents how many seconds done for DC current, and the second set number is the AC current. So if you want to modify that, you press the button associated to mode, right? On the mode, you have a random. Now this one is a less button, this is a more button. So let's say we want to bring it down to, well, no, 5 seconds. You press less, every press will bring it down 0.1 second. But if you want to do a lot of them, you better press and hold it, then it will come down by itself, right? So we'll bring it down to 5 seconds, right? And 6, a bit more, 5, there's 5 seconds. When you're done, you press done. Now you go to AC setting. I'll just bring it down to 5 seconds as well, say. I'll press that and bring it down a bit more. Okay, when you're done, press done. Okay, now we are going back to a run screen, and a run screen has the word run on it. Whenever you see a run screen, means that you're ready to do your marking. Okay, let's put that aside for a moment. Leave that alone. Put that aside. Now, in your pack, you come with a pack of starting up electrolyte. What you're going to do is to mix this pack with 200 milliliter of water. Okay, and you're going to shake it well until all the solid dissolve. And once it's dissolved, you're going to get a greenish color liquid. Just one moment. And I shouldn't do this, but I don't have any other bottle, so I use an old Coca-Cola bottle. You'll become a greenish color liquid, and the liquid would have a suspended suspension whatever in there. So what you do is shake a bit more and make sure that all the solid is dissolved in there, right? And what I do with mine is I put it inside a pump pack like this. Okay, to use the machine, first of all you take a piece of felt, you wrap it around the aluminum part of your handle and you secure it. Sorry, I'll press the button as well. You secure it using a rubber band, nice and tight, and ensure that it is tight against the aluminum piece. Now what you're going to do is to wet this with the electrolyte. In my pump pack, what I have to do is just pump it a bit and it's wet, right? Now what I'll do, I'll put this aside. I'm going to bring a piece of metal. This happened to be aluminum, come from Capral. So with the aluminum I would normally clean it first, right? I use methylated spirit, but some you could use you should use maybe acetone or something. What I'll do is to remove any oil that might be deposited on the surface of the unit, right? So it's nice and clean. There it goes. It's nice and clean. I'll put it on top of the cathode unit, anode unit, like such. And now next I'm gonna put one of stencil. Now this happened to be a Nerox knife. Nerox is a member of Australian Blade Forum, and he's gracious enough to lend me his mark to do a testing with. Okay, let's put the mark in there. If say that's where you want it. Now you put a sticky tape on the mark so it doesn't run anywhere. One side would do it, right? Another side will be good. Alright, so we'll put the sticky tape on the mark so it doesn't go anywhere, it stays there. Now I use this handpiece. I'll just put it on top, ensuring that I cover the mark with the whole part of the handpiece. Now I'm holding it firmly. I press the start button. As you see, it will count down on the number there. Now it's doing AC, it was doing DC. Now if you notice, the whole lot of the stencil become dark. That's good, because that will tell me that the exposure on the whole surface is done nice and even. Now I remove the stencil up, and that's what you're going to see. Now with the stencil, it's now dirty, so I'll just remove the sticky tape off, and I dip the whole stencil into a bucket of water, right, to wash it off, right, to ensure that the stencil have a long life. Wash thoroughly every time you finish using it. And what you do is just dry it on top of a piece of tissue paper, right? Make sure there is no longer dark part of oxide in there. Right, I'll put this aside, right, and there it goes. There you go. Right, now this is aluminium, and aluminium don't normally get dark easily, right? Aluminium oxide, to do anodizing aluminium and to make it dark, you actually have to put dye in there and then you seal it. This one is not dyed, so what you see dark in there does not stay in aluminium. Okay, so it will actually wipe off with the aluminium. So you see this, I'll just wipe it, it will wipe off. However, the actual marking is actually go all the way into the metal, and that will last forever, right? And if we go close up in there, maybe you see better.
Hang on, just hold it there.
Result on a piece of aluminium. And remember, this aluminum is not being prepared in any way Obviously the surface, if you polish it nicely, the result will be a lot more even than what it is, right? Anyhow, there's aluminium. Let's try some other type of metal. Here I have is a piece of carbide that still happen to be I happen to have one. There is what I use for my lathe, using in the lathe. Okay, I'm gonna do a mark in there. Right, first of all, like before, is we're going to do a cleaning of the blade, right? So I'll clean it up to make sure that all the oil, because this is a use bar, right? So what I'll do is just make sure that all the oil is gone on the other side as well, obviously, so that I have good contact to the aluminium, right? I'll put the steel in there. Now let's use Nirok knife again, but this time use a smaller one. There's a smaller Nirok knife stencil, a smaller one. Now I'm gonna put it in there. If you see, I'm gonna put it right in there. It's barely covering. The steel is so small. It's just about right on that unit. Okay, now first of all, what I want to do is to ensure that this felt is clean, because we just did with aluminum, there will be oxide in there, right? Naturally it's good to just replace the felt, but by the look of it, it's not too dirty, so I'm stingy, might as well do it. Now okay, on this type of steel I would actually do about 15 seconds on AC and 50 seconds on DC. So we'll go modification. DC is already 15 seconds, so it's right. I'll press done, and then AC is 11.9, so press more to bring it up to 15 seconds. Done. Now I'm back to run page. Now we'll put the stencil up already, right? And then make sure that the felt on the handpiece is already wet. We'll hold the stencil nicely against the back plate. Press this down, covering everything like before, right? Press it down firmly and press start. Now what it does is going to do the job. Countdown, right? It's doing its magic quietly. And when you finish, on deluxe unit you actually have a little beep sound. On the homebrew unit do not actually come with a beep sound, unfortunately, because the microprocessor is already full. Now it's done. I'll lift it up and notice that the whole of the stencil become dark, telling me that the oxide is actually done very well. I'll lift it up and the bottom one is actually not going through. Must be a dirty stencil, right? I'm gonna lift this up. I'm going to wipe this off. It doesn't matter, right? Obviously the more you do it, the better you'll get on this, but even as is, if you look at it, the main part of the etching is done quite nicely, right? So that is with this piece of metal, whatever it is, carbide or such,